What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another Friday with Five Star. We're gonna talk a little bit of college football, talk some NFL like we usually do. Just try to lead everybody to a little bit of money, man. So good to be back with you, Five. Um, man, I don't even did we do a show last week?
Last week, did we?
I don't think we did.
No, we did. We did, I believe. I think I did it from home, and
Okay, you wasn't
in your
next to me.
studio.
That's all.
Yeah, I was in my studio. You were in yours. That's what happened. I think that's what happened last time. So, yeah, we definitely did one. Though,
I remember
believe.
now.
Yeah,
I was in
I think
LA.
we did good too. I think we went 4-1.
You had the
Alabama first half,
and
Alabama full game.
and it was another winner.
Only one we lost was LSU and Ole Miss. The rest of them we won though. We cashed everything else. So
I think it was a Friday winner you gave too.
yeah, it was a Friday one. I don't remember which one. I'll go through the notes.
But it was a profitable week.
Yeah, we were 4-1 because I wrote down what our record was. I just can't remember which game exactly that we bet. Let me see.
And for myself, I know I gave the Lions, and man, that was easy. But I do think I lost the other one we talked about. So 1-1, try to do a little bit better here on the show. But let's get to it, man.
Let's get to it.
We got two games for tonight. We're gonna talk about first one. Looks like New Mexico and San Jose State. For some reason, they don't want to show me the openers here. But we have 2.5 as the line right now. Total of 58.5. Man, this is a tight game. I mean, it's a very short dog on the road. I don't know. I don't think you're going with the road dog. Who you like in this one?
This is one that I'm hoping it's about football because it's going to be a lot of public money. And we don't like that, especially on a freaky Friday. Fridays is super janky, as we saw. Was that last Friday or the week before Friday with Virginia and Florida State and all of the foolishness that the refs were on? San Jose State will have the refs on their side, I'm sure, because they have Vegas on their side. I see a lot of money is coming in right now on New Mexico. They will say ski highs. That boy Boofer. Hey, man. So New Mexico is going to be my play strictly off the football side of things. I'm a huge fan of their head coach. You a Brock Purdy fan, Kanisha. I'm going to let you make it this show, though. If you guys watch my show, I told you last week Mac Jones was a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. I hope you saw it last night. Hopefully you tuned into the Wagering World and were able to cash, on the 49ers. That was an easy one for us last night. I gave it out actually twice on Wednesday and on Thursday. So, all right. So back to this game right here, New Mexico. And I appreciate everyone in the chat. It's always fun chopping it up with y'all. Jason Eck, super good coach, man. That's who's coaching New Mexico. Jason Eck used to be an offensive line coach first for North Dakota State. Then he became an offensive coordinator. They were really successful in the FCS division, man. So now he moved on. He went to Idaho first. That program sucked forever. He got him to the playoffs. Now he's gone to D1, man. He's coaching New Mexico, and he has those guys playing really good. In Michigan, they played really tough. They covered the first half and the game at Michigan. He's a really good play caller as well. I broke it down a lot yesterday also on my show why with the numbers why I was taking New Mexico, but I just simply think they're a much better team. New Mexico is 5th in the whole country in fourth quarter points. You also got two quarterbacks who are playing pretty good. The only thing about it is the kid that's over at San Jose State, he tends to turn the ball over some, man. In the past, he's not protected the ball well. This year, he only has 3 interceptions, but that's still an average of about an interception a game. They've only played 4 games. So he does have a tendency to turn over the ball, and New Mexico is a really opportunistic defense, bro. So I like New Mexico for the full game. In the fourth quarter, they're 5th amongst FBS teams. They're scoring 12.5 points. And then you also have the fact that the style of play. San Jose State's coach is Kenia Malatalo, who used to be the head coach for Navy. He's real vanilla with things he likes to do. And as I said, Jason Eck is a hell of a play caller, man. He's going to always come up with some new innovative ways to get his team involved. And they also have more speed than San Jose State. I think that New Mexico gets this one done money line.
All right, good stuff. I'll be rocking with you on that one, 5. This next game I did talk about earlier with Mr. Ravino, but he likes the total. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're not looking at a total here.
Is he over 61?
He likes.
I gave that out yesterday on my show.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're on the same side on that.
I
Why
like
did
to
he
hear
say it? What did he tell you about?
Robino's long-winded, man. He gave it for 5.
He got the spitting all. Got to
all
put out
I can tell you is
correctors.
I listened to him and I was like, yeah, I want this bet. Out of the 3 bets that he gave, he talked to me. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
So just from listening. But yeah, you gave it out yesterday, and you're looking at a side for today.
I like both. I actually like the side with Delaware, but I'd probably do money line just because anytime you got a number under 3 and the juice is under -140, which it is, I think it's -135, -130 at different shops. I'd rather take that than have to wrestle with the points because you just get the straight up winner. Another thing about this game is that you have 2 quarterbacks who are really good, man. Guys who are playing really well right now. Nick Minachucci, who's the Delaware's quarterback, he actually has been there for 2 years as a starter. The coach is a former quarterback over there at Delaware, Ryan Carty. He's been there since 2021. They showed me a lot, and they're really good at home. That's why I like them in this game. I know Western Kentucky may be just a little bit more talented because they've had a longer history of playing this level of football. Delaware just moved up. They were in the FCS last year. That's how I'm really familiar with the Blue Hens because, as you know, I bet Delaware a lot in college football playoffs. I bet all of the good teams. Delaware was one of those really sound teams a couple years ago. They ran a whole different system though. Then they ran like an option. They switched up because this guy can throw the ball so well. You look on the other side of the ball, you got Todd Hilton. He's been there for a while. His brother was the coach at USC for a while. I think he's still at Georgia Southern, and then his dad used to be the Oilers coach. So Todd Hilton comes from a family of football. He loves to throw the ball around. He has a kid named Maverick McIver, and McIver's been really well this year throwing the ball, man. 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So I can see all the way why Vino likes the over 61.5. I also like, if I play totals, I only do over. So I do like over 61.5. But on the side, I'm leaning towards Delaware. Delaware has won 9 of its last 10 home games. And the only one that they did lose was a game that was a playoff game. So in the regular season, they're 9-0 in the last 2 seasons, man. They're a really tough team at home and a much better program than people think. I think that everyone's going to be leaning toward West Kentucky because they're a more popular and known name. But I've watched Delaware. I have a buddy. He unloaded on UConn money line against Delaware, and I told him to be careful on that game. And man, Delaware ended up winning it 44-41, so they can put up points, man.
So Delaware is going to be doing the heavy lifting tonight.
Yeah.
Delaware and the over looks like some good play there. All right, let's move over to one more college game. It's not going to be tonight. It's going to be tomorrow. We're looking at Maryland and Washington. Make sure you line shop depending, what you like here, because this line it's a full point difference depending, where you shop. So, my bad, I didn't put it up here. Washington and Maryland. Now, this is the one where I feel like who you do it for right here.
Yeah.
The home dog catching almost a touchdown. You like Maryland in this one, right?
Of course. The great Brent Musburger said it best. There's nothing like a home dog catching points, So, hey, man, that's what we're going to roll with. I really like both quarterbacks actually in this game. DeMond Williams for Washington is a really good player, man. Really quick, proficient at throwing the ball, accurate as hell. Really good coach over there, Jed Fish. He's starting to get his system going. Jed Fish has been everywhere, man. He started on the Bill Belichick with the Patriots, and he did a really good job at turning Arizona's program around before passing the baton to Brett Brennan and taking the job at Washington, replacing Caleb DeBoer. This year, you're starting to see his recruits come in, and the defense is outstanding for Washington. It's always outstanding, but now he has the offensive side going. On the other side, we got a coach that I don't like as much. I'm not that big of a fan of Maryland's coach, Mike Locksley, but he's great at recruiting. He was the guy at Alabama who did all the recruiting for Nick Saban and got a lot of really good talent over there. That if you go to past Alabama stars, they love this guy. So he's not as good as on his X and O's, but he's great at finding talent. He has a real talented quarterback over there in Malik Washington. He's probably the best freshman in the whole country at quarterback, man. I think that Malik Washington will be the number 1 pick if he stays the course. in the next 2 years or so coming out the draft. It would actually be between him and C.J. Carter from Notre Dame. Those two there, man, they different. They're the two best freshmen. Both of them are better than Arch Manning right now. You know, so Malik, you're going to get a chance to see Malik Washington on the big stage here against Washington. And I think that he's going to fare well. The reason why I like Maryland on this game most of all is because Washington played Ohio State last week. And they went 4 rounds with them. You know, all 4 quarters they were in the game. But you have to expect that they took a pounding on the line dealing with Ohio State and the type of defensive line that they have and offensive line. Just, you know, a higher quality level opponent. They had to be beat up this week. So Maryland was off. They were preparing for this game. It's a big game in College Park. I think that Maryland gets it done. I'm going to actually take Maryland. I'm going to buy half a point and get it up to 7 just so I got a prime number. But I'm also going to play the money line. I think Maryland can win this one straight up at plus 250.
Right, like in the home dog here. And that's going to wrap up what we're looking at here for college. Actually, there's one I didn't put on here that I'm just going to throw out. Sure. And I'm going to talk about it. I didn't even think about it. I mean, it just popped in my head right now. I thought about it at the beginning of the week. Or actually, I thought about it on Sunday.
Okay.
Talked about it with a friend. And you know what team I look at every week. You know who my team is. Yeah. They play Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And let me just go double check where the line has moved since I looked at it on Sunday. So I believe the opener was 43.5. Looks like it's 42.5.
Yeah, it's super small number.
And right now the spread is minus 5.5 for Texas. So for me, I mean, like, I'm not gonna think that Texas is all of a sudden rolling offensively because they beat up on Sam Houston State.
Right.
I think that Arch still got some work to do. I think that Texas defense is elite. I think Florida struggles to score. So just adding that all up, I mean, it makes sense why the number is a little low here. I was thinking about taking under the 42.5 that they're offering right now. Is there any reason for you to talk me off of that total?
I don't see why not. It's going to be more of a professional football game than a college game because both teams have a lot of really good players and athletes, but most of them are on the defensive side and in the backfield. So I could see that 2 really top, you know, preseason talents at quarterback who have not performed well. Arch, it's all on him because Steve Sarkisian has shown in the past that he's a hell of a quarterback coach. He used to play the position. He was a quarterback himself at BYU. So he is one of those type of coaches who's going to actually get in the paint with you. Is going to actually, work out the quarterback, keep his mechanics tight. So I don't see a reason why Arch is throwing the ball the way he is off of, bad platform, sidearm. I don't know why he's doing all that stuff because he has Sarkisian. So that kind of makes me wonder, damn, is this guy coachable? Because even Peyton Manning say he doesn't see him too much, So you would think if Peyton Manning is your uncle, you would be working out with him if you're trying to be a pro. So maybe Arch is a good old boy like Eli likes to drink and cut up a little bit. So he'll think about the pros later. Right now, he's already rich off of, his NIL money. He's got millions and millions in NIL and comes from a family with bread. But on the other side, I blame the coaching for DJ Lagaway struggling. Billy Napier just isn't a good coach. He wasn't a good coach at he was a good coach at USL when he got there, but they ran an offense that wasn't going to make quarterbacks into pro prospects. And we saw him do a terrible job with Anthony Richardson, as you see how behind he was when he came to the NFL. So Billy Napier isn't giving DJ Lagaway an opportunity to succeed. I think he has all the talent in the world, big arm, he can move a little bit, but he's a pure prototype pocket passer. But it's just, the wrong offense that they're running. Napier's playing for his job in this situation. The line is telling you this was going to be a much tighter game than people think. And the reason why is Florida does have defense. And I think that if the offense shows up at all for them, and if we even give them 14 points before halftime, I think this is going to be a tight one all the way. And the Longhorns better be on upset alert. Just because I feel like Arch Manning is going to have a difficult time with that defense. And they're going to be hyped to show him, like, yeah, you think you all that, bro. You up in the swamp. Like, SEC teams still don't consider Texas and Oklahoma as real SEC teams. They still look at them like Big 12 teams pretending to be SEC teams. So they feel like they have to teach them a lesson because I don't think Texas has ever played in Florida before. If I'm not mistaken, they've never played in the swamp before.
My memory, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, because this new alignment we're seeing with the Big Ten now having the Pac-12, and now with those two members of the Big 12 going to the SEC. So the lines is plummeting. I got it at 7 earlier in the week when it first dropped, because all I could see was like Arch Manning at night in Florida with those fast defensive players they have over there. Kamani McLean playing lockdown cornerback. He's going to turn the ball over a couple times. That's all I was thinking, man. But I also can see your side for sure. I don't like to play a lot of unders, but if I was ever going to play an under, it would be this game, because it's going to be an NFL style game instead of college.
I'm with you on that. Prior to the season, I should have bet it, thinking back at it, but my initial looks were for Texas to not make the playoffs, and for Texas to lose. I mean, the win total that they had, Texas had to lose 2 games. I had them losing to Ohio State, and I thought between Florida and I think they played Georgia. I thought that they could lose another game. So I think Florida is live here. I agree with you. Yeah,
they're live, man. And Florida isn't even a top echelon team in the SEC. It's just that's how little I think right now of the way that Arch is playing offensively. It's going to be difficult for Texas to move the ball on certain teams in the SEC. And Florida's one of them, just lining up saying, I'm going to just line up and hand off the ball to the running back and out, athletes. You can't do that to Florida. They can match up with.
I like that. I like what I'm hearing. Boost says December 7th, 1940, Texas won 26-0 against the Gators.
Great research, brother. We appreciate that. So, like we said, they haven't played them.
Last time they played was 1940.
Appreciate that, Boost.
And I was laughing. I didn't want to throw off your breakdown, but man, I got to go back to KCC. Say,
what KCC?
Love the way you break down college football 5-star. Tennis, man, but football, these coaches' mamas.
Now tennis, man, but I done gave out. I'm 6-1 on my last 7 free plays on the show on tennis.
I don't think it's about you winning. I just think she likes how you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it, KC. KC, my girl, in the way she can't do wrong except for supporting Brock Purdy. The hell is wrong with you?
All right, let's move it over from the college, man. Just talk a tiny bit of pros. I ain't gonna do too much here, but I gotta do a little bit of talking here on 2 games.
Okay.
When I got you here, usually I want to talk about the Texans or the Saints. So we got the Saints and the Giants, man.
Yeah.
It's in New Orleans. Saints have not won a game, but they are favored now by 2 at most shops. Giants, they are coming off of a win. Maybe they, how do you call it? Maybe they are satisfied. And they also have a division game coming up on Thursday versus I think it's the Eagles.
Okay.
Eagles or Cowboys, I can't remember, but they got a division game coming up. So they could just overlook the Saints. Not like they're that much better, but they could overlook them. Situationally, I can understand it. But man, am I really to go to the window and push Saints money line? My finger is trembling just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts from you on Saints and
the Giants?
Saints and Giants.
Well, I'm a Saints fan, and Texas and the Saints are my team. The Texans later because my dad loved them. Rest in peace to my father. But the Saints are who I grew up watching. That was my team. That's who I like. Now they disgust me. Even though they're still my team, I'm still going to represent them. I'm going to stay down with them. I'm not going to leave you when you're down. I'm going to be real. But they're being ran absolutely ridiculously from the top. They have a guy, Mickey Loomis, who his time has passed. He was one of the better GMs, but now I think it was Sean Payton. Because Sean Payton was always in his ear telling them what to do. What the books are doing on this week is they're trapping with one of these teams. We don't know if it's going to be the Saints or it's going to be the Panthers. One of those 2 teams, chat, is going to win money line. I don't know which one of them, and they're going to upset the apple cart because Miami seems like the clear favorite. Why the hell would sorry-ass Carolina be favored against them or 1 or whatever you might find them? And why the hell would the Giants at the Saints be underdogs? Well, this is what the books are looking at on this. Jackson Dart.
They love him.
And they're begging you to bet him, and he didn't really do jack last week,
bro.
but just run around and do a little dance and all that. It was a groovy little dance, you know what I'm saying? Him and his brother really love hip hop, you know. I was telling my wife, I hope my daughter don't try to bring home a little Jackson Dart, you know, over in Sutherland. Like, I would be aggravated, right? So little Jackson Dart is crunk, you know, he with the movement and stuff. So they like him because in New York's always been like that. New York is a melting pot. Everybody loves everybody and everybody on that hip hop shit, you know. So they love him and Scatterboot, but they're still rookies, right? And we still have a coach who isn't that good in Brian Daboll. But how can I trust the Saints when the Saints have 0 offensive snaps with the lead this year? They're the only team in the league with 0. Cleveland is right behind them with 2. Tennessee has 3. That's the amount of snaps these 3 pitiful teams have had the lead in 2025. The Giants have had the lead 86 times on offense this year. So everything's saying the Giants just off of their better team overall. Spencer Rattler's never won a game as a starting quarterback.
Damn.
Never. He's 0-11. So I personally I am not betting this game.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a stay away from me, but I can see both sides of why. But if you want to be smart, you got to take the Saints because it seems like they're putting out a hook for you, begging you to take the Giants. But then what happens if it doesn't go that way? If you can't carry out the script, you're gonna be sick. Like, what the hell am I doing?
If you got a Saints ticket and they getting they ass whooped,
even if they just lose, you're just gonna be like, I can't believe I bet the Saints. So
I hate that.
I personally tell you guys, unless you got extra money to invest, stay away from this game because it's never fun trying to be I'm so smart in the book watching. You know that. That's the worst feeling. Like if I'm losing with a good team, I could just be like, oh, the NFL on when they cheat. But boy, if you get some trash and just hoping, it's not a good feeling, bro. So I stay away, but I can see arguments from both sides.
Yeah, be over there headed to the bar. I'm so smart.
Yeah, I'm so smart. Give me another shot.
All right. There was one more I want to talk about here. And
oh, there you go. He just talked about it right there. Another Vegas Spencer. Houston Texans favored them this week. Wrong. Wrong.
Faith,
wrong.
What do they play? Oh,
you're wrong, Daniel Ponce, but I got +7, so I'm in a way better spot than most people who bet this game because I got it early. I bet it on Sunday, and just my luck that it went my way where Lamar ended up getting injured and they don't know if he's going to play or not. It's dropped all the way down, and now I think it's Texas -1.5, right? Mm-hmm. So it's
2.5.
2.5. So they confirmed now that Lamar wasn't playing, right? They finally ruled him out because at first they were playing a couple games and the market was being influenced because it was going to picks and stuff like that. Ponce, I just don't see a way to victory for the Ravens. I know that, and hopefully the public will agree with you and it'll stay even like it is right now because then it'll come just down to football. Football terms, the Texans are probably the best defense in the league right now. And just people don't pay attention to them because they haven't performed well on offense. They 17 points and 0. They should have beat the Rams. They shut the Rams down completely. And they end up losing the game late because of a turnover. They shut down the Jags completely, end up losing the game late because of turnover. Both games, the offense let them down. But defensively, if Lamar was playing, this was going to be a difficult game for the Ravens just because D'Amico Ryans is excellent at game planning and having his team prepared on defense. Another thing you have to always remember with the Texans, they're the only team with 2 pass rushers who are in the top 5 for pressure rate. So that makes a difference when you got Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. You got 2 guys on the defensive line that could wreck a game. And what has been the Ravens' problem this year?
They got a lot of problems.
A lot.
They got too many.
But we're going to start on the offensive side. They've been having problems blocking on passes.
Well, you know what could fix that? You stop being so fucking predictable. And every first down, every second down, they fucking pass.
Yeah.
They don't run the ball.
Yeah.
Until like 3rd and 2 now.
They're going to lean on Henry this game.
They need to.
Yeah, they're going to.
Because they're good when they run the ball.
They're going to have to run Henry. And I won't be surprised if he has a big game because now it's no pressure because Lamar isn't looking at him all crazy, scowling at him because, he respects Lamar so much as the captain of the team and him being the MVP. you know how big Deuce is. If you ever played with a big guy on the team, especially the biggest, most fearsome guy is always the nicest guy too. You know what I'm saying? Like they always, especially with their teammates, like they care. So Henry's hurt, man. He hurt that he messed off those games and he fumbled and that he let Lamar down. So he will be playing good. I know he's going to probably play good, but this is a team that doesn't give up a lot on the ground. So I just think that the Texans have a clear advantage on defense to offense, especially with Cooper Rush, because you know, now if they can shut down the run, he has to drop back and pass. And I don't trust the Ravens receivers outside of Flowers, you know, anyway. So, but I forgot Hopkins is there now. I forgot he came up again. So Hopkins might do something too. But I just don't think they can do enough. It would be different if we had the old Ravens defense that we had in the past going against the Texans offense. But the problem now is that we got a Texans offense that's kind of finding its footing. You know, CJ got a little confidence last week. Nico should eat against them. Who do the Ravens have to hold Nico Collins?
Their secondary's ass.
Their defense is pitiful, bro. They've lost 2 games where they scored 40 points and 34 points. Like, no matter what Lamar could put up, they couldn't score enough to beat teams because, one, they don't have a pass rush because they don't have Kyle Van Noy. They're all pro D tackles out, period. Also, they're going to now be mentioning Raquan Smith as well. So what are they going to do defensively with a guy in Zach Orr who hasn't been good at scheming anyway against a brand new quarterback? Nick Caley sucks, but they don't know what he's going to do. The Texans don't have a blueprint right now on the offense. You don't really – Woody Marks is starting to become the playmaker for the Texans on offense. That you always need a guy who can bring juice. He brings juice. They didn't have any juice outside of Nico, and they were just bringing the safeties toward Nico. Now Woody Marks is getting involved not only in the running game, but in the passing game as well. I think that the Texans can actually go to Baltimore and win, and I hope by Sunday more and more people get more worried about the names and start betting the names and the logos instead of the players and what's actually happened and go load up on Baltimore. Like, man, there's no way Baltimore is going to lose to Houston, because I just feel like it's a way larger advantage for the Texans offensively against the Ravens defense than you have with the Ravens offense minus Lamar against a great Texans defense. So I think that it'll be low scoring, but I think that the Texans can pull this one out.
All right, good stuff on that. You like that game. You broke it down really well.
I appreciate it.
Washington and Chargers, just probably be the last one right here. Here's my thing. The Chargers, I started this last week. I've been doing this for a while. You guys know I'm a Chargers fan. I don't really trust the Chargers laying points. Granted, that can change while Harbaugh's here. It's looked a little different, but with Chargers laying points and no offensive line, like, no, absolutely not. I can't get there with them.
Yeah.
Slater's been hurt since the preseason. You lose Joe Alt. And, most teams or some teams you say next man up. Ain't no next man up for Joe Alt. That man doesn't allow any pressures at all. So you just can't replace him. They're actually missing 3 guys on the offensive line. So I've seen Herbert when he's getting pressure and it don't look good. I think that Washington defensive line is good enough to give him a little bit of trouble. And now you got a healthy Jaden Daniels. The team is just good. Even when Jaden Daniels was out, they're able to do what they need to do. Yeah. So I think Washington +3 is deciding this game. Can you talk me off?
Both are banged up. Jim Harbaugh is an excellent offensive line coach. Mm-hmm. Can he get the guys that's replacing the tackles now that they've been chewed out? He's talked to them bad. He showed them film because they looked horrible in New York. They cost me so much money. I had my money line parlay. I do a money line parlay every weekend. Had $5K on it and lost because of the sorry ass Chargers. But it was the offensive line though that made it where Herbert didn't have a chance to work.
Yeah.
So I think that Harbaugh is good enough to get the guys ready to play better. I don't know if it's going to be enough. What I worry about with Washington is this. Okay, you got Jaden Daniels, his first game back, but they do need a victory because they lost last weekend against Atlanta, and they have to keep up with Philadelphia, who's undefeated in that division, right? But Terry McLaurin is out. He hasn't really been a big part of the offense. It's been mostly Debo anyway, And then what's his name? Little brother. What's my boy name that played for the 49ers?
Bosa.
No, not him. What's the running back?
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey,
Luke
excuse
McCaffrey.
me. Yeah, Luke McCaffrey, the little brother.
Yeah.
He's playing pretty good for Washington, on special teams and out wide. So I think that's why the number's close. It could go either way, but I definitely could see you getting to the window with the Chargers. With Washington, just because it's a setup. We know the Chargers are a more popular public team than Washington are. In the past, no, but this year with Herbert, they love Herbert, and people love to bet him. They love Harbaugh, love to bet him. So I definitely see that, but I also worry about who's going to run the ball for Washington. Eckler's out. I think the kid Krosky Merritt is hurt as well. So Jaden Daniels is going to have to throw the ball a lot in this game. Is that line going to be able to keep up with the pressure from the Chargers defense? Because we know the Chargers are going to be on a mission to play better defense. They didn't play bad in New York, but they didn't win. So they're going to come with a lot of, motivation this week against Washington. The game's in LA.
Yep.
Probably be more Washington fans there than Chargers fans. That's a cool, but I know one thing, the Chargers. So if you're fading the Chargers, you see something because you that's your squad. And I know you know them more than probably every team in the NFL. So I would probably look to the over, me personally.
I was about to say the opposite.
You like
it was based off what you were saying.
Okay.
Like if both offensive lines are gonna struggle, how are they gonna score the ball? Like how are they moving the chains consistently if you can't? That's just my thought process. When I heard
after halftime, I feel like no matter how good, it's rare that you see a defense shut down a team the whole game. I feel like after a while, unless you can rotate guys, defensive line, they're going to get tired and give up some plays with quarterbacks this good.
Yeah.
Because both these quarterbacks were top 10, I'd say, in the league, both of them, So they're going to get theirs. I doubt that the Chargers only scored. What did they score last week? 18 points or something? 21-18. Wasn't that the score?
Man, my bad.
You good? You had a long night. Y'all know it's ski on. It was ski life.
You know what type of time
ski life in last night, man.
I'm gonna try to check that real quick. What we saying? The Chargers.
I think it was 21-18 last week.
Because I do also want to look at and I'm gonna put up Washington. What was giving me hesitation. I think they've been on a road like every week.
Washington, they played the Raiders and won. And last week they lost at Atlanta.
Okay.
But their defense looked lost last week. I had Washington in that game, and I was ticked off because I was like, damn, they can't stop these dudes.
Yeah, they put up 18.
Yeah, they scored 18 points last week. It's 21-18. So, I know they're going to score more points than that.
Do we? I mean, they put up only 20 versus the Raiders.
True. Yeah, and they was missing their old line in too, huh?
They wasn't. They had them in that game.
They had them in that game?
They didn't. The offensive line didn't really get. I mean, Joe Alt went out in this Giants game.
Okay.
Slater been out, but
right.
Joe Alt,
Slater hasn't played out yet.
Was this game. So this, I'm not impressed with what I've seen from the Chargers.
And for me, that's a stay away from me. But one I do like is the Cowboys and Jets to go over 47.
Okay.
Is it still 47?
Cowboys and Jets. It is. There's some 47s out there.
Yeah, if you can get a 47, try to get the 47 because
there's a 47 out there.
Yeah, it's 147. Most of them are 47 in the hook.
At Ski's house. If you know where that's at.
Yeah, 47 over at Ski's. Hey man, both of these teams on defense are buffoons. So they're gonna do something to help the other team get down the field. Whether it's a pass interference. Sauce Gardner is the most overhyped cornerback in history. He's garbage. He's not as good as people think he is, bro. I don't know if New York lifestyles got to him playing golf all the time, the rich guys, but he doesn't pop on film. I've been watching him, and they keep him on one side too. Aaron Glenn is whatever he's done to the refs, they're not trying to help him at all, and his teams are always poorly coached. He owes Dan Campbell half a salary because that's the only reason he's the coach right now for the Jets. It was all hype lore. He's not a good coach, bro. And then on the other side, you have a great head coach for the Cowboys, in my opinion, who's ascending to being one of the better coaches in the league if he ever hires the right DC. Kind of like D'Amico with Texas needs to get the right OC. The Cowboys, they got a cool team. They have to think towards next year, though, because they're stuck with Eberflus. Eberflus is horrible, man. They're not in the right alignments. He's getting no effort on defense, and they're really missing. At the end of the day, they're missing Michael Parsons. They have no pass rush. So I think that Justin Fields figures out a way to run around a little bit in this game. make something happen. I think Garrett Wilson has a big game as well because the Cowboys are toast right now on defense. So I think that this one can go over 47 points for sure. Like, I think that just the ineptness of the game planning for both teams to get them there, And I looked at the weather, it looked like it's going to be a sunny day. There's nothing that the Jets have showed me to make me think that the Cowboys can't score 3 touchdowns, and there's nothing that the Cowboys defense has showed me to make me think that they won't give up 3 touchdowns. So I think that this one gets there.
All right, good shit. I think we did a good job, man. We on here for 35 minutes. We talk college football Friday, game on Saturday, a lot of NFL this weekend. So we can go ahead and wrap it up. So move that over to best bets. And I'll remind everybody, I know I have this streaming on both my channel and 5 Stars channel, but if you're looking for the Wagering World, there's a link in the description of this video. So you can go over and find his channel when he does all of his stuff. And outside of that, link to my profile and all my stuff is there as well, as far as everything to find my work. So 5 Star, I ask you whether you want to do a best bet, you want to do a recap, however you want to do it. We're extremely interested in another 4 in 1 week. We know you'll give it to us.
Yeah, for sure. Let's try to do it again. Let's go with New Mexico. Once again, this is going to be one that you rarely see me do. I rarely ever back the side that the public is on, but I really have that much respect for the head coach for New Mexico and what I've seen from that team, man. And also, I don't think it's any leaks there. That's the key. Can a coach sniff out the leaks and see who the hell is betting in this locker room? So I think that New Mexico will be okay if we just keep it to football. So give me that plus 2.5 with them on the road tonight against San Jose State. I think they're just a better team overall. Also, we're going to roll with the home team, Delaware, at money line, but we'll go with the over 61.5 if they face Western Kentucky tonight. We got a big schedule tonight, a lot of games, man. Really a full Friday. Next week, guys, back football starts. So we'll have Tuesday and Wednesdays, and you can, bet out every day of the week. I love betting MAC football. So you guys make sure you stay tuned to Ski's channel and my channel as I give out some MAC plays as well. Then we talked about on Saturday, we're going to roll with Maryland. I just think that Maryland, even though they don't have the better coach, I think they have the better quarterback. And I think that they will be able to stay in this game only because Washington is traveling halfway across the country from Seattle to the Maryland area, and they played Ohio State last week. That's the thing I'm looking at. Maryland should be fresh. They were on a break. So I like Maryland plus 6.5. Buy it up to a 7. We always want to take prime numbers. I also like the Cowboys and Jets to go over 47. That's a pretty high number in the NFL. It's just the ineptness of the defenses. There's no way that I think that they can do that. I don't think that they can stop each other. And then lastly, we'll go with the Texans money line. It should be like minus 130 now, right? Something like that, minus 130. Yeah. So against the Ravens, I think that the Ravens defense is going to be the issue here. I don't see how Zach Orr gets that team to suddenly start playing better defense. They just don't have the components to. Too many people are injured, including now Marlon Humphreys as well, and he's their best corner. He's toast. So, and also the other cornerback is hurt as well. So I just, if the Texans can't win this game, they'll never win them in Baltimore. So they should get this one done.
All right, that's some good stuff right there from 5 Star. For myself, I did bet the Lions at -8. I mean, obviously that number is gone. It's 10.5 now. I'm just telling you what I bet. I'm looking at that Washington +3. I'm pretty certain I should. I mean, I'm gonna think about it a little bit more, but I should be there on the +3 with Washington, and that's what's really sticking out to me. That Saints. I think I got talked off. So,
what were you gonna take? The Giants?
I was gonna take the Saints.
Yeah, it might be a game like the Carolina game that you took where they had 4.5 points against Atlanta. Like, it's the same situation. They're going to be on some jank because they're telling you from the line, tennis tonight. I'm not betting it because it's such a good match, and I like both the ladies. Coco's my favorite, and Anisimova is one of my, top 10 girls that I always like to bet, and I was rooting for when she fell out. But I lean towards the 21.5 over. Anisimova could win this match because she has a much hotter racket right now than Coco, but Coco is amazing on the fast courts over in Asia, man. She plays it really well. For some reason, they can't beat her over there. She's won 14 straight matches at that tournament. So I think it goes 3 sets. So that'll give us the over 21.5. I think that maybe Nisimova wins the first set, Coco wins the second, or vice versa. And then in the third set, we have a really tight match to see who wins it.
Hey man, this KC, you did this. You know he brought the tennis out just because you had something to say.
Yeah. We gotta bring out the tennis, man. Tennis is our money maker. That's what you know. Understand is tennis every night, and it's always an advantage that you can find between two sides that you have in the handicap instead of 11 guys or 5 guys. Like it's just simple, man. Tennis is the best sport to bet on the whole betting market.
And I'm gonna be.
Oh, it's a big tournament that starts too. In Asia, a WTA one. It's gonna be a nice one. I think it's. Let me see.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. All right, look, there she go. Dang, no.
She must be one of those people jacked out on tennis, like you used to be. It's some people that can't win a tennis match. It doesn't matter how, and I don't even give them tennis plays because they'll jack me. But Ski overcame it, and you will too, KC. He overcame it. Now he's a tennis backer. He likes tennis. Now he wins on tennis. But at first, he's like, "Don't give it to me.
I don't even want to look at it.
It's not gonna go right."
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. All right. One thing I'm good at is capping the capper. I'm good at reading people in general, but I'm good at capping the capper. And from what I know about 5-star, and from hearing what he just said, Anisimova is winning that match. Coco is losing. I'm telling you right now. Because if Coco was gonna win, he would have no problem coming out here and speaking very, strongly about it. So to hear him not liking Coco, thinking Coco might just get a set, that tells me what I need to know right now.
Honestly. And she's plus money too. So Anisimova, but I'm afraid to fade Coco because when I do that, she's gonna smack just because she's gonna be like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
See, that's
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
But this is her favorite. She won this tournament last year. She's the defending champion, and she just plays well on this surface, man. I think it goes 3, man.
I'm betting Anisimova just off the strength of what I told you. I know.
Anisimova nice though. She's nice. And she actually beat Coco the last time they played, but that was a couple years ago, 2022 or so.
All right, we did some good stuff here, man. It's time to wrap it up. We'll be back again next week. Another football Friday with 5-star. Best of luck on all your action. We'll catch y'all later. Should already had that ready.